Hey everyone, Old Man Mordaith here, and welcome to another quick and dirty Stellaris video. In this video, we're going to be talking about diplomatic stances and how they can help you become the Senate. So, I stream 5 days a week, and I'm always happy to answer Stellaris-related questions when I'm live over on Twitch, and you can always find the link in the description down below. So, diplomatic stances are how your empire presents themselves to the rest of the galaxy. Most of them have modifiers that can have a large impact on your empire's internal economy, but also impact your standing in the galactic community. This video, we're going to be going over the different stances, their benefits, and at the end, I'm going to let you know which one I use to maintain a mid to late game stranglehold over the galactic community. So first off, you're going to want to open the policy menu on the sidebar over here, or you can just hit F6. So one thing to remember is that any changes you make in here are locked for 10 years, so be sure this is what you want or have a save file ready. So you're going to want to expand this little menu over here by the diplomatic stance, and like in most things in Stellaris, when you cursor over any of these topics, it's going to give you more information on the tooltip. So there are some stances that are empire specific, like purification, hunger, and extermination. Those are for the MDK, murder, death, kill races, and there's also the dormant one for the fallen empires, and none of those are listed for this one. For normal empires, the stances available will appear in this list. This empire has the following. So first we have belligerence. So your imperialist and supremacist factions are going to like this stance, but it's going to make your prosperity faction unhappy. You can see that sending an envoy to improve relations is going to cost you extra influence. You got to watch out for these in all these stances. Some of them will impact influence cost, and influence is very important, especially in the early game. It's going to increase your naval capacity and decrease your war exhaustion and claim influence costs. So that's very helpful if you're an aggressive empire, especially early to mid game. Next, you're going to see cooperative. So your progressive, technology, and Xenowist factions are going to like this one. Imperialist and supremacist will not. Once again, we have one of those influence modifiers. Harming relations with another empire cost extra influence. This is going to increase your diplomatic weight, improve the efficiency of your positive envoys, and decrease your border friction modifier with other empires. Next, we have the Expansionist. There is no faction preference for this one, so that's pretty cool. It reduces the outpost build cost, increases the colony development speed, but gives you a pretty hefty penalty on your border friction, increasing that border friction with neighboring empires. Next, you're going to see we have mercantile. This is because we are a merchant mega corporation, but other empires can get it as well. So mercantile, the prosperity faction is going to be happy. No one's unhappy with more money. That's the best thing. Using closed borders diplomatic action against non-rivals is going to cost you influence with this one. This increases your diplomatic weight from economy, your trade value, and a very important trade protection. If you don't know what trade protection is, please check out my trade videos. There were some of my earlier videos. It goes over the entire trade thing. It's very helpful. So then we go into the supremacist faction. So imperialists and supremacists are going to like this. Prosperity is not. That big red text there is a big warning. This diplomatic stance will harm relationships with all other empires with a supremacist diplomatic stance. The next thing you're going to see, it says restrictions on rival action are relaxed for both for and against us. And from what I can tell, that basically means there's no longer any requirement on a relationship. You don't have to get them so much of a negative view of you to declare them a rival. Sending envoys to improve relationships is going to increase, but you're going to see some familiar things here. War exhaustion, claim influence cost, and naval capacity are all affected, but increased benefits from the smaller belligerent stance. And finally, you get a diplomatic weight, increased diplomatic weight from your fleet power of increased of 100%. So not listed in this one is Isolationist. This is for when you want to shut yourself off with the rest of the galaxy. You get increased administrative capacity, unity, and governing ethics attraction. Your diplomatic weight is reduced. It costs influence to send your employees to harm or improve relationships with other empires. Diplomatic influence cost is increased by 100%, and your potential border friction is much higher. So out of all these stances, I switch over to supremacist when my navy strength begins to exceed other important galaxy members, usually when I'm in the top 5. And if you followed my tips on the navy guide, you're going to find that your fleet power by the mid to end game should be fairly impressive. And that 100% boost you get from supremacist should help you eclipse any other bonuses you get from the different stances. So with careful favors in the mid-game, you can maintain control of the Council and the Galactic community in general, and seize control of the Senate fairly quickly, coming to that full I am the Senate by the late game. But you are going to make some enemies. So that's all for this video. I hope it was helpful. We're going to be doing a lot more on diplomacy, and stay safe out there, folks. We'll catch you next time.